lads, and welcome back to another video. And this one, as you've seen by the thumbnail and the title, is going to be about two men, and two men specifically. One on one end of the scale, and one on the exact opposite of that same scale, because they're really two different calibre of player, and they've both been in the kind of breaking news sort of headlines, just simply down to what has happened to them in the world of football in the last 24 hours pretty much. Just outside that 24-hour period, the first man we're away to talk about, Kevin Nisbet, was not called up to the latest Scotland squad by your man Steve Clarke. And I've got to admit, I was very disappointed in that selection. I really thought that Kevin Nisbet had done enough to warrant getting a call up to the Scotland squad, and obviously he's not played a hell of a lot of Premiership games, but he's scored, I think it's something like 57 goals in his last 63 games. I will pop the exact stat up on screen right now and you'll get the exact numbers, but it's something very close to that. And for a guy with that many goals in that many games, in the last few years, you're struggling to get a striker that's scored that regularly for Scotland. The closest you're getting is Lawrence Shankland, of course, and he has indeed been called up to Scotland. Now, I'm in no way, shape or form saying that Shankland should not be called up to the Scotland squad. 100% he should. He's one of the most sought after strikers in Scotland at the moment, considering his recent form in the last 3 years or so. However, when you see players that are called up to the Scotland squad like your Ollie Bucks, your Ollie McBurnies, I have less of an issue with Ollie McBurney. But with Ollie Buck, what does the guy do? Well, as Liam said on the Tap By podcast the other day,
this is what you're not understanding. Don't you appreciate that Ollie Buck's really quick? Brilliant how fast he runs, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Aye, he simply just runs. He's never really brought into Scotland of note. I mean, Lyndon Dykes has come in and really performed quite well, and as far as I'm concerned, has proved a bit more to his game than Ollie Buck ever has for Scotland. Now, it might come across as me being a bit harsh on Ollie Buck here, but overall the argument is about Kevin Nisbet not getting a call up. And I just don't understand it. I think the guy has done enough, and I think he'll go on to prove that in his career. I think that he's going to be an absolute top level player. He'll make a move eventually from Hibs. They got him on a 4-year deal from us, obviously. We got money for him, and then we've got a sell-on clause, so Dunfermline are going to benefit from Kevin Nisbet for years to come yet. And it's going to be one of our most fruitful signings that we've ever made in terms of monetary value gained after the fact. But as I said, things in the last 24 hours that have helped Kevin Nisbet's case to be in the conversation for Scotland strikers was the fact that he scored 2 goals against Hamilton at Easter Road last night. And if you can really think of it in this sort of way, the 2 goals have eventually helped Hibs actually win the game, albeit Paul Hanlon got the 3rd goal for Hibs, but without Kevin Nisbet's 2 goals, Hamilton actually, in theory, would have won this game 2-1. But here was the first goal that Kev scored last night.
Just about as good a free kick as you could see, Tam. Yeah, that's a tremendous strike.
And here was the second goal.
Oh, fantastic goal, Joe Neal. His left foot's a wand, whips it in, and that is a sensational header.
The first goal is just a classic finish, right into the bottom corner for a free kick, and I just don't know how he makes it look so easy. I really don't. It's one of these skills that he's got. He done it at Morton last season where he walloped in a free kick for about 30 yards and he just made it look like a piece of pish. And he's done it once again there, just slammed it home, no bother at all. I don't know how he's not been called up to the Scotland squad, but it will go to show in future Scotland call-ups that Kevin Nisbet is Scotland national team quality, and better quality than even Scottish Premiership. He will go on to have a fantastic career, and I've no doubt about that. I posted this on Twitter last night and it was a very popular tweet, so I might as well post it on here as well. For context, I am Winston in this clip, and the rest kind of speaks for itself.
Stevie. Stevie.
Come on Stevie, get him called up, man. And then the second topic we're going to speak about today, again as you've seen by the thumbnail and the title, is indeed Ryan Scully. Insert the correct clip here.
There it is. Scully! You're useless, man! Useless! Pish!
Another one that baffles me. The only bit that doesn't baffle me about this signing is that it is only like a 3-month deal. It's to tide Hamilton Accies over until January, where they could probably bring in another option for the goalkeeper position, and I don't think he'll be a starter for Hamilton. If he is, pray for Hamilton, because the guy is not very good. But I want to take you back to before he even signed for Dunfermline. And I remember being at a game against Morton with my dad. Before the game, Ryan Scully is warming up right in front of the Dunfermline fans, because Morton players were warming up at our end instead of at the home end. Anyway, that's not part of the story really. He saw Ryan Scully out on the football pitch and went to me, "Ben, I'd take Ryan Scully back at Dunfermline, you know." And I went, "Dad, why? Like, he's Morton's second choice goalkeeper, I don't know why you'd want that." And he said, "I just think he'd be a solid option, you know, he's a safe pair of hands and he's nae hassle. You've got a player like Lee Robinson who's a bit of a troublemaker and stuff." And I'm sitting there thinking, surely no. This is all just a wee kind of thing that he's got going on in his head and that'll be that. And then we signed him. We signed him in the January of that season. And I'm sitting thinking to myself, how has this one come about? It's almost unbelievable. It's like written in the stars that he was mentioning him at that point. Oh. Lads, the microphone has not been plugged in this full time. Right, I'm sorry to stop the story there, but I've got this thing on. Luckily, the volume was picked up. However, what a shambles. Anyway, back to the story. As I said, we signed Ryan Scully, and it was just one of those that I was like, how has this happened? So anyway, we go on to sign him, and he actually looks quite decent in the second half of the 2018-19 season. He signed another 1-year deal, and I was expecting it. He had performed okay in that second half of that season. So he comes back into the team for the 2019-20 season, of course, last season. And he's flip-flopped out of the team. Cammy Gill's in sometimes, Ryan Scully's in others. And then, as you seen earlier, the pinnacle of it led to that clip at Morton. Funnily enough, his ex-team that he was the second choice goalkeeper for, that we decided was a good idea to sign for our first choice.
Yes!
And the statement still echoes true just now. Scully, you are useless, man. I don't have any faith in the guy now. He was released at the end of last season and said he was going to become part of the Polis, and now he's joined Premiership side Hamilton Academical. Now, to go along with Callum Smith signing for Hamilton Accies, who, by the way, actually seems like he's doing relatively well in his sporadic appearances for Hamilton. But for them to have signed both Callum Smith and Ryan Scully, of any of the players that we released in the summer, that would not have been my picks. Ryan Scully is now a Hamilton Academical player, a Scottish Premiership player for the next 3 months at the very least. And I just kind of have to deal with it. I honestly don't know what to make of it, lads. Very strange. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, comment down below if you want more just kind of general discussion videos on Scottish football antics, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers guys, and I'll have the microphone plugged in next time.